Think like a CEO. What does this mean? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing a couple things that I do to get in the CEO mindset every day. I am going to admit I am the CEO of my own company, and right now I just hired my first part-time employee, and it has been fantastic. It has actually scaled up my business. There's stuff being worked on when I am unable to give it any attention, and I think it's due to that CEO mindset. And I want to share with you what I do in the mornings to get myself ready. Some people do in the evenings, so whichever you prefer, I would suggest taking these 3 steps to get yourself in the CEO mindset framework. First thing that I do every morning to get in the CEO mindset, and surprisingly, a lot of wealthy people do this. Again, you don't have to believe what I believe. I am a Christian. I sit down and I read the Bible most mornings. I am not perfect at it. Or if I'm in a rush because just things are popping up earlier than I expected, I'll sit there and get the verse of the day on my Bible app. But I do take time to do that every day. And actually, a study was just released about how reading the Bible actually lowers anger, stress, anxiety, depression. It really calms down a lot of nerves. So I start off most days with that. I need to get better at it. But that's one thing I do to get in the CEO mindset is I got to get myself spiritually correct, and I got to get myself spiritually set. Again, you don't have to believe what I believe, but that is a step that I do every morning. It takes about 10-15 minutes. Part 2. So this is the second step that I do every day. I am doing the LTDs. What are the LTDs? That is the list to do. I will sit down after I'm done in prayer, writing a list of 10 things I got to do. Whether that's reading X amount of chapters in a book, whether that's today I'm working out or today I'm running, whether that's taking care of myself mentally, or maybe I need extra motivation. Like I wake up some mornings like, man, I really don't like, I want to have these meetings today. I'm not ready. I just, so I might need to listen to something that motivates me, like Tony Robbins. So that is something I will do. I write down a list based on what is personally I need to encourage me to go forward today. The second thing I do is I write 5 goals for my business. Is that checking on if this meeting is still going on? Is that making sure that everyone's getting paid? Is that making sure that we are keeping track of our P&Ls? Is that setting up future meetings for possible investors or partners, or maybe even just deals? So making sure that I'm setting up those meetings in advance and also checking out if those meetings are still going on. And that's what I do every day. I set 5 personal, 5 business. So that's one step that I do. And I got to say, it really gives my day structure. Again, I'm not perfect at it. There are a lot of mornings I miss, more than I like to admit, but I am doing my best to get that CEO mindset. So I appreciate you understanding that I'm not perfect at it, and I honestly believe that it's going to take years to get perfect at it. Third thing that I do every morning is, and this is kind of an odd one, I will write down and circle 3 times around it my biggest fear, and I will run towards it that day. I will run towards it. Just 2022. When I was meeting all these people that own these companies or these great real estate investors, if I didn't know them personally and I got their contact information, the follow-up conversations were so hard for me to do. I was so nervous calling someone that I'd only met one time and just saying, hey, do you mind if we go get coffee? If you're too busy, you got time for Google Meet, or, is it possible to talk sometime on the phone? You got more time. And they usually be like, oh, I got time right now. Or they'd be like, yeah, right now is not a good time. Can we talk after 3 today? I'd be like, no, but after 5 I can. They're like, perfect. So like running towards your biggest fear, understanding your biggest fear, that is most likely is what keeping you from being a business that is right there on the breaking even mark to the next level of 6 figures, to the next level of 7 figures, or multi-million dollars. Is usually, that's what's keeping you right there. It's that action you're afraid of taking. That action you're afraid of taking is the reason your company is still, or your business is still not where you want to be. And it's not scaling the way you want to see it scale. Like, I used to say so bad on the phone in 2022. It was terrible. I was calling these people up and they got multi-million dollar companies. I'm like, um, yeah, so your thoughts on real estate? How'd you get into that? Or I'd be like, uh, oh, why are you passionate about your business? And how do you keep track of your P&Ls? So your NOI, is that just yours, or is that your everyone's, like all your? Uh, uh, it was terrible. It was terrible. But this year, 2023, I can honestly say that I have gotten my in my phone calls down to one or none in my phone calls, and I've scaled up to talking to a handful of billionaires. And even though my heart's pounding, my lungs are inflating, I'm sweating because I'm like, I just got a couple rentals, I got a couple investments in real estate, I've got something coming out next spring that I've been working on all year. Like, I'm just like, but I don't do that now. Now I'm okay with the pause. I let go of that speech crush and I pause. And I just want to say, sometimes your biggest fear, once you do it once, you realize this isn't so bad. You do it twice, easier. 3 times, next thing you know, our greatest fears that are keeping us back, it's kind of like this. That elephant, it weighs a ton. If it started moving, it would truck you. It's a massive and powerful creature, just like you are. And because it's chained, it's got that mindset chained. I'm a slave to society. I'm a slave to the government. I'm a slave to my family curse. I'm a slave to family pottery. I'm a slave to my job. Because it's got that stupid chain, it thinks this little chair's got more power than me. And that's not true. Overcoming that greatest fear, you'll find your greatest results and your greatest outcomes. Look, I'm not perfect. This is my second year going into my third year. I am not perfect. But I think these 3 steps every morning have pushed me farther than I ever thought possible. And continuing to do them is very important. Like, honestly, the second step, I get that list done usually before 10 or 11 a.m. Usually. That is due to my schedule. But if at the end of the day you're like, oh crap, I only made 5 phone calls, I was supposed to make 20, tell whoever your spouse is, hey, listen, how long is dinner going to take? 45 minutes? Okay, I got to go and I got to make these 15 phone calls. Don't put it off till tomorrow. All right? Don't put it off till tomorrow. Because that's what everyone else is doing. They're saying, tomorrow. And then next thing you know, you're going to be in your 50s or 60s saying, tomorrow. Don't do that. So I hope this encourages you. I hope it adds value to your day. And please like and subscribe, because why not? I appreciate the support and have a great day.